So, unless you've been living under a rock by now, you have heard. We got devastating news out of the city of Dallas. And let's just say this one hurts a lot, considering it's literally right up the street from my house. Now, my heart goes out to anybody who may have been impacted. And we have some updates from a local news broadcast. And I'd like to share that with everybody if I can, and then I'll weigh in because I'm trying to be nice right now, but I'm fucking pissed. And I think the liberals have, I know they have declared war. And I just want to know, what are we going to do to respond? And I am not calling for violence in any way, but I'm just asking, what are we going to do to respond? Roll a clip.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence. It is unfortunately just the most recent example we've seen of targeted violence.
One ICE detainee is dead and two more critically injured after a shooter perched atop a nearby building opened fire at an immigration detention facility near downtown Dallas. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah Battah. Thank you for joining us here on Fox 4 at 4. I'm here now with Sean Rabb as we work through all the updates continuing to come in from this morning's shooting.
Yeah, here's what we know now is that police first got calls about this shooting just about 6:30 this morning. This is at the facility just off I-35, also known as Stemmons Freeway, not far from downtown Dallas. When Dallas officers got there, they found 4 people shot, including the shooter. The other 3 people shot were ICE detainees. One is confirmed dead. 2 others are critically injured. Earlier, authorities said 2 detainees were killed, but they have since revised that downward. Police say 29-year-old Joshua Yan opened fire, striking an unmarked van at the Immigration Detention Center.
Here's the only photo that we have right now of that suspected shooter. This is a mugshot from 2015 for an unrelated arrest. This arrest was for possession of marijuana out of Collin County. Police say he killed himself before officers arrived today as he was perched on a roof of a nearby building.
The director of the FBI has shared this picture of evidence found at the scene of ammunition with anti-ICE messaging. And starting this afternoon, we saw police and FBI carrying out searches at 2 homes possibly connected to the shooter. First was in Fairview, just south of McKinney, at a home in a neighborhood near 75 in the Sam Rayburn Tollway.
The second was a home in Durant, Oklahoma. Authorities are there right now at the scene investigating. This is in a fairly rural area, just a few miles west of US 75. And that's where we're...
So, you seen it, you heard it, now I'm about to drop the verdict. What's with the leaving the messages on the bullets? This is sad, but I would argue, isn't this par for the course? This is what happens when you continue to push the pendulum further and further to the left. The rhetoric that they have used for years, ever since Donald Trump has essentially started running or began running for president, and ever since then, they've continued to intensify their rhetoric when it comes to the conservative side. And the conservatives typically have a foundation that's rooted in some sort of religion, typically Christianity. And I'm just wondering to myself, when are y'all going to wake up? Let's take the gloves off. Can we? Can we take the gloves off for a second and really talk? Y'all know y'all don't know me. You don't know me from a can of paint. Why should you even watch my channel, right? You don't got to know me, but listen to what I got to say. These people have been trying to enslave us since the moment we got here, or at least keep us in bondage. And look at you, black man. Look at you, black woman. You got masters. Look, smell, and stench all over you. You put yourselves in bondage. You know, there's a book by Dr. Francis Cress Wessling, I think. I may have said that wrong. If I did, forgive me. But it's called The Miseducation of the Negro. You guys should read it. Now, I'm not about to make this about black folks because this is actually way bigger than that. But I want to talk to the black folks, or at least loop y'all in, because believe it or not, we play a part in this. There is a war not coming, but here. The liberals have declared war. I know you know about the final battle and the end of the end times in the Bible. I'm not trying to say that the rapture is coming tomorrow. No man knoweth the day nor the hour. But what I am saying is, real shit, what I am saying is that, bruh, this that battle. Well, you got this. We at that point. This is that battle. We're at that point where you have to pick a side. You have to choose dark or light. You have to choose wrong or right. And I'm like, yo, when are we gonna have a real conversation and call these people out? Because tonight is that night. Right now is that time. Democrats, liberals, you continue to preach hatred and lies, but yet you fancy yourself, yet you disguise yourself, yet you cloak yourself as the party of tolerance. What a fucking crock of shit. Y'all gonna have to pardon me while I cook this thing up. Yo. Nah, because I get so sick and tired of having to listen to this one-sided rhetoric about how the conservatives are this and the conservatives are that. But every time there's an instance where the conservatives are tasked with rising to the occasion, being there for fellow man, fellow brother, fellow sister, every single time they rise to the occasion. But yet when the shoe is on the other foot and it is the Democrats leading the charge, what more often than not happens? Resources aren't dealt out properly. People don't get the things that they need. There's no unity. They go and they pick and choose who gets the help and who doesn't. Don't you remember last year in Florida when the hurricane hit? And they were going from home to home. But if you had anything that supported Trump, they were skipping your house and going to other homes. What kind of shit is that, FEMA? We all supposed to be one United States of America. And it's funny. It's so funny how they talk about free speech and how they want to limit free speech now, how we want to trample down free speech. No, we need to trample something down because it's not necessarily the free speech that's the problem. It's the fucking hateful rhetoric. That's the problem. Why does everything that you say have to be hateful towards someone else? And yeah, okay, you want to say what you want to say, but that does not stop you from facing consequences. And ladies and gentlemen, we got to call this shit out. When are we going to call the Democrats out for being who they actually are? They are devil-worshipping, gas-lighting pieces of shit. Let's be real, bro. And there's no justification for it. And ladies and gentlemen, you can sit up there and say, oh, I'm a Christian, I go to church every week. But if you sat in places like Dr. fucking, well, excuse me, I don't even want to call him a doctor or a reverend or whatever the hell his name is, but that piece of shit, Jamal Bryant, over there in the Stillbirth Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia, he's sitting up there trying to tell you everything you need so you can go to hell. And this is who our people are listening to. Let me bring it back in for a second because I'm all over the place and I just want to calm it down for 1 second because I really want to pay homage and I really want to take a second to remember those who lost their lives today. A senseless act of violence never helps anybody, man. But I just want to start pointing out who the Democrats are, bro. And if I got to scream this every single day on my page, then that's what I got to do. If I got to tell you about my walk with Jesus and how I'm trying to right the wrongs, dot the I's and cross the T's in my life, then I'll share it with you. At the end of the day, we're trying to build a community over here. A community of conservative-minded people with common sense embedded in their brains, embedded in their DNA. That's what we want, ladies and gentlemen. We need people who can think for themselves. We need people who can use nuance in their thought process and understand the lies that's being shown to you. Don't you know the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled on the world is convincing us that he didn't exist? But ladies and gentlemen, how can you believe in heaven and not believe in hell? And all I'm saying is, bro, you got to look at really within your heart and say, oh, well, the Bible is too conservative. I don't want to follow that because it's misogynist or it's this. The Bible is what it is. You think that this is about Democrat versus Republican? No. Let me let y'all in on a little secret of how real this is while I got y'all here. Politics is the most important thing in our country. Your politics. Your politics literally determine life and death. Your politics literally determines poverty from wealth. Okay? It's that important. More important than that, your politics can determine the home of your eternal soul when you leave this earth. Yeah, it's deeper than rap, bro. Don't you know that when the Antichrist finally arises, don't you know he's going to use the political spectrum to do it? You keep thinking that this shit is just a game. You keep thinking that it's simple as, oh, somebody went in there and shot up a few people. You think that they just shot Charlie Kirk. You think that they're just shooting people. You think that this shit is just random. But I'm trying to tell you it's not. You think that they were burning Teslas and they just attempted on Donald Trump's life multiple times last year. You think all of this shit is just a coincidence. I'm trying to tell you. Certain people need to be eliminated in order for the plan to go through. If you want to know what plan I'm talking about, you just need to read the end of your Bible. But I'm going to leave you with this. Friends and people who I would call associates, just know that there is not a war coming. It is here. And you're going to have to choose a side. I pray you choose the right side. I meant to get a little fiery today because I needed y'all to understand the intensity and the importance of what is going on right now. There is a war, and it has been declared by the liberals. And most of the liberals, they're just the face right now. They just serve as the face of the evilness that resides within this country. If you want to find anything that's going on that's wrong, that's vile, that's heinous, look no further than the Democrat Party. I guarantee you their hands are all over it. But that's just my opinion, though. I'd love to know yours. Drop a like, comment, share this video. And of course, if you're feeling the vibe and you're ready to ride, go ahead and press subscribe.